The number one power move, gentlemen, is the ability to walk away from a situation that no longer serves you. I'm going to say that again. The number one power move is walking away from a situation that no longer serves you. So many guys are stuck in the gray area with women that they want to pursue romantically that aren't really interested in them. Or perhaps a woman that they are with, but treats them like absolute garbage. And they feel like they are obliged to stay because they've invested too much. I hear this all the time. But Ali, I've invested too much in this woman. Yeah, but how does she make you feel day to day? Like crap. You sit in your car outside for 30 minutes to prepare for the stress the moment you walk inside your own home. I don't understand how so many men are living this way with people that treat them like absolute garbage. They are literally laying in bed with the enemy. And because maybe she's pretty or they have a kid with her, they feel like that's it. Either I can't get any better or I can't leave if I wanted to. The answer to both those concerns is yes, you absolutely can leave. Is it going to be easy? No. I'm with you on that. It's definitely not an easy thing to do. But it's necessary. It's necessary to have your integrity and honor intact. How do you feel when you're humiliated by somebody? And look, some of you guys, I'm going to be harsh when I say this now. You deserve it because you allow the disrespect. You deserve the outcomes that you are experiencing because you allow the disrespect. You've allowed it to build up, so it just continues to get bigger. That's the thing with disrespect. If you don't check it straight away, it gets worse. It gets bigger and bigger. And I see guys humiliated to the maximum by their spouses. And I'm just in disbelief as to how they are okay with it. You know, it's normal for them. It's crazy. Their head is so far up their own arse, they don't see the very obvious disrespect that's right in front of them. And women, when they don't respect a guy, they will continue to exploit him until they've finished what they had to do, and they will leave anyways. And then the guy is left trying to salvage whatever remains of the relationship, trying to use plaster to fix enormous cracks. That's it. It's too late. So for those of you that are just starting to date a woman, you see things you don't like. You respectfully, and I want to make this very clear, you respectfully cut ties. I don't want you to be insulting, derogatory. No, you should never do that. Look, when people show you who they are, believe them. But there's no need to try and insult them or trying to change them. Look, we're not here to change nobody. I'm taking you as you are. Remember, gents, never fall in love with potential. Ever. And I will say the same if I had a daughter as well, who's interested in a guy. And that the guy obviously is not, the man he should be. I'll tell her, listen, don't fall in love with potential. And what I mean by that is, if he is abusive now, if he is rude now, he will also be this way 20 years down the line. I'm not talking about potential as in, the guy could end up becoming a CEO. No. A good woman should stick by a man if he's showing very obvious signs of resourcefulness and ingenuity and desire. Absolutely. But not if he's a piece of shit human being. When people show you who they are, believe them. So when you see very obvious red flags, you're not going to be there to try and change her. Okay, this is going to be my project. I'm going to try and change her into the person that I want her to be for me. No, because then most likely she will blame you later on for being controlling and trying to change her. That's not what we do. We take people as they are. Now, granted, people do improve. People do work on themselves. Absolutely. She may end up becoming your dream woman, but you're not here to babysit nobody. You can grow together in terms of knowledge, You know, you grow to learn each other's love languages a lot more, what your partner likes, what he doesn't like, vice versa. But you're not here to change who they are fundamentally as a human being. So when you see things that upset you, that go against your core values, you make it clear that this doesn't work for me. Now, if she made a very obvious mistake, you can speak to her about this mistake. But if you see any sign of this mistake repeating itself, that's it, you walk away. And look, obviously mistakes all vary in sizes. You should never, ever forgive infidelity or flat out, I'm talking about outrageous disrespect. I mean, some guys are so forgiving. They're like, no, it's okay, she didn't mean it, when she insulted you in front of your own family or something like that. That's crazy. You know, some guys really are, you know, too soft and are afraid ultimately of finding somebody better. Because respect shouldn't be this huge accomplishment to find in a woman. Oh, she's respectful. Yeah, but that's the default. And the same goes the other way. If a girl's interested in a guy and he's respectful, she shouldn't be so excited about the fact that he's respectful. That's the bare minimum. Now we're glorifying the bare minimums when it comes to characteristics in people that we're dating. We're glorifying the bare minimum. Respect is the bare minimum. So you find a girl that's respectful, that is kind, amazing. You see a girl that's very loud, disrespectful to people, especially, you know, waiters or, you know, people that work in the public sector, you know, bus drivers or whatever, right? You know, she's rude and derogatory. I would not tolerate that whatsoever. I'm cutting ties right there and then. But some guys, they'll be like, oh, no, it's okay, you know. Look, walk away. You know, the most important thing, gentlemen, for a man is for him to be able to look at himself in the mirror at the end of a long day and respect the man that looks back at him. A lot of guys, they've been disrespected for far too long that they've come to accept that it's because of who they are, that they deserve the treatment they get. And they are absolutely correct. They do. You know, one very notable example in, you know, the public space, if you want to call it that, you know, Akash Singh, the comedian, and his wife, I think Jasleen, I think her name is. You know, so many clips have circulated online of her saying some outrageous stuff about her husband. Videos of her swearing at him, uploaded to her public page. Videos of her talking about some of the intimate things she did before she met him. And he was under the impression she was a good girl and, you know, traditional, religious. But the humiliation ritual just got worse and worse. And the guy, his head is so far up his ass, he can't see very clearly the damage she is doing to him. I mean, the guy looks like an absolute, you know, he looks like a zombie now. There's no light in his eyes. And I bet you deep down inside, he doesn't feel good. But you see that and you think, wow, so many guys have let it get to that point. The key is to cut things off immediately when you notice extreme disrespect, when you notice that there's an incompatibility. Sometimes actually, look, I'll tell you this, sometimes there's not even an act of disrespect that leads to you walking away. Sometimes you just notice, you know what, we're very different. We see life differently. She may have not done anything disrespectful to you, but maybe she said something about, you know, feminism that you find goes completely against your core values. Maybe she says something like, oh, I don't want to raise kids. You know, I don't want to cook. I don't want to clean. And look, by all means, she is absolutely entitled to that. I want to make this clear. I know there might be one or two women that will watch this video. You don't have to do any of this stuff. You absolutely can continue not doing that. It's your life. But the man is also entitled to walk away. And if he does, he's not a bad person. He's not a misogynist. He's not a terrible beta male or whatever, because he's not willing to tolerate, you know, what you stand for. Hopefully you can find somebody that will be okay with that. And you might do. So sometimes it's not an act of disrespect, but walking away is something you absolutely must do from any situation that doesn't serve you. Whether it's romantically, whether it's in terms of your career development, right? From a job that treats you like crap, overworks you, underpays you, you walk away with your pride intact, with your honor intact. You don't continue being humiliated, being treated like crap because they're dangling a salary at the end of every month. Oh, you need this, don't you? And so many people take this for years and years and years. They're bribing you with a salary. Oh, you got to pay rent. You got to pay your mortgage. Well, you better shut the fuck up and do as we tell you. And a lot of people, like a lot of guys are like, okay. And look, I get it. You need the job to pay for these essential bills. But you should be planning your exit very quickly if you notice this ain't the place for me. I'm not telling you just to quit suddenly if you know, perhaps that's something that terrifies you. But you better be strategizing to get the hell out of there. I mean, I've in some of my previous roles in my early 20s, I've walked away from jobs on the day that didn't serve me. Because I'm not going to continue being in a place where I know the manager just treats me like crap. Keep your salary. Now I'll find another one. I have extreme confidence in my capabilities, and I'd rather walk out with honor and integrity than be treated like crap every day. Because it affects your self-esteem. It does. When you tolerate disrespect again and again and again, it affects the way you see yourself. You no longer respect the man you see in the mirror because you take the abuse constantly. You start to think that it's because of who you are. Maybe I deserve it. Maybe I am a loser. Walk away. You know, and some people don't think that you will. That's the thing. Some people don't think you have what it takes to walk away. And it's only when you walk away do they realize, oh shit, he was serious. He wasn't joking. Damn, I fucked up. Because people are used to treating others with such levels of disrespect and have those people stay. That's the thing. You know, and a lot of women do this, right? They're very difficult to deal with and they're disrespectful. And because she's very beautiful, she's got her way all the time. And guys just stay because they don't want to lose her. They don't think they can find better. But then she will one day get to know a guy that she really likes, that she's really attracted to, and she will try this bullshit with him and he will just walk away. And she will be left thinking, what? But no one's ever done that before. And then he becomes the guy that got away. Some people will only consider the consequence of their action when you walk away. That's the strongest negotiating position. The ability to walk away and mean it. That's it. This doesn't serve me anymore. I'm gone. You'll never hear from me again. And you're not doing it as some sort of strategy to get them back or to get them to treat you better. No, no, no. You walk away for good. That's it. You teach people a lesson through your absence. As I said earlier, you give people the gift of your absence. If your presence is not respected, you give them the gift of your absence. See you later. That's it. You disappear, you vanish like you never existed. And they will be left in pain, you know, thinking of the consequences of their actions. And you shouldn't feel sorry for them. Oh, no. No, they treated you like crap again and again and again. And now they want to act like, oh, no, it was a mistake. So look, I'm all for conflict resolution. Absolutely. I'm all for communicating early on. This is what I said earlier. At the very first sign of disrespect, you communicate and you let this person know, this doesn't fly with me. And by the way, this applies to friendships, not just relationships. Somebody disrespects you, you tell them, hey, listen, I don't know what you were thinking, but that was very disrespectful and it doesn't fly with me. And I don't appreciate being treated this way. So I'm letting you know right now, right here, that this doesn't work for me. And most people will be so taken back by your confrontation that they'll apologize and they'll be like, I'm so sorry. Listen, I took it too far, this and this. You know, they've never been checked before. And like I said, respectfully, you can do this. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to say you're a fucking issue. No. But you let them know this doesn't work with me. This may work on other people, but this stuff does not work on me. And they've got to know that you're serious. You're not playing around. You're not laughing with them. No. So many guys that have been joked at. You know, people have laughed at you for so long, you start joining in, laughing at yourself, self-deprecating humor. You've become the clown of the friendship group because you've accepted it. You've accepted that position. You've assigned yourself the position of the friendship clown. All your mates laugh at you. And some guys don't see this. They think, oh yeah, we're just laughing together. No, no, mate, they're laughing at you. They're laughing at you, and it's sad to see. You know, some guys are bullied in their friendship groups. People laugh at them constantly. But they don't see that this is happening. They just think, oh, we're all laughing. No, no, mate, they're laughing at you, not with you. And it's only when you get your self-respect back to your ability that you're able to walk away from a situation like that. Cut people off like that. They're not good friends. Look, banter is okay. Sometimes we take the piss out of each other. It happens. But I mean, if you're constantly being disrespected, especially around other people as well, you know, the boys can disrespect each other, right? But if one of my boys is with his dad or, you know, his girl, I'm not going to belittle him to get a few giggles out of everybody. No, that's not bro code. We don't do that. We don't mock our brother in front of his girl, in front of people that he really respects, his manager, maybe his whoever. You don't mock him. So to wrap up, walk away from any situation that no longer serves you. You will find better, believe me. And I would even change the wording of that, actually. Better will find you. You won't find better. Better will find you. That's the thing. When you become a person who respects himself, who knows his value, you attract better opportunities to you. You don't even need to go out there hunting for them. People will look at you and be like, you know what, I like this guy. Something about him. He's confident. He's sure of himself, not in an arrogant way, but he knows his worth. You'll attract better work opportunities. You'll attract better romantic opportunities. You'll attract better friendships when you know your worth, when you respect yourself. Okay? Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.